Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a mini paper rose using my standard simple rose template. All the materials and the template will be linked below the video. You'll need 4 of those patterns grouped together and resized smaller where one of the pieces is no bigger than 1.5 inches or so. Each piece is about the same size, so you could just resize each one to be around the same width of 1.5 inches. Once you have the pieces cut out, go in order from smallest to biggest, and shape them by curling each petal in, and after the first piece, you could curl the tips of the petal out. These pieces were so small that you can barely tell, but just try your best in shaping the pieces. Since they are small, you could also cut some extra pieces in case you mess up on one paper, and have extra ready for trial and error. These are not my popularly requested flowers, but they are so cute and it's one of my favorites, and it's so fun when I gift them to friends. You'll be surprised how something so small could cheer someone up, and the surprise is when I could bring a mini bouquet out of my small crossbody bag when gifting them. You could also turn most of my flowers into this smaller size, so make sure to try some at home with a variety of flowers. Once the flowers are shaped, poke a hole in the center of each one. The holes don't have to be big. I will be using a 18 gauge floral wire that's pretty thin, so make a hole that's just big enough for that. My wire has a yarn texture covered over the metal, so if you are using the same kind of floral wire, try to add a little glue on the ends so the yarn doesn't unravel on its own. And I also twist my wire as I go in through the flower pieces so the yarn doesn't give me a problem when stringing it through. The first 2 pieces only has 4 petals on the flower shape, so start with those as you glue them onto the wire. The first one, I just go full wrapped around the wire and go in a circle to glue the rest, but as I go into each petal, I try to gradually open up each petal as I glue them, so you could see it naturally blooming out each petal and each layer as I go. I really like this white glue I am using with this fine tip, so it gives the perfect amount of glue. I'll be linking it below. I've also made these mini flowers with hot glue, but the hot glue gets very messy, so I would suggest this white glue when making these tiny flowers. However, the white glue does take a little longer than hot glue for it to dry, so just a heads up, wait a few seconds before moving on so the glue dries. The last 2 pieces, you have to shape the top of the petals out so it looks more open and bloomed out. Then poke a hole in the center and add them to the floral wire. I glue it on the bottom of the flower and a little bit of glue onto the petal as well. Then you'll need the bottom leaf shape cut out in a similar size and poke a hole in the center and glue that to the bottom of the flower. Then you'll also need the side leaves that I also resized to a little less than an inch. I don't have perfect measurements for this because I just resized them as a group from the standard size to what I felt was proportioned to the mini size. And you can tell all the pieces were as small as my nails. With the side leaves, I used even thinner floral wire, and the only thin wire I had was a gold one, so I glued that and sandwiched onto the pair of side leaves. You could see the bigger details on my regular size rose tutorial that I will be linking below. Once you have a few of those glued, I have a floral tape cutter, but you could also just use scissors to cut it down the center. Then floral tape below one of the leaves and tape 2 extra ones below, making a little branch. I'll be making 2 sets of these for each side of the rose. Then floral tape the mini rose and add your branches a little below the flower head. Now the fun part is wrapping them. I'm using the tissue paper, cutting 1 rectangle size and 2 small rectangles. Wrap the bigger piece over the flower and the smaller ones on the sides. Then have a thin ribbon ready and tie a bow in the center. Lastly, I like to gently refluff the wrapping, and now it's ready to gift. I think they'll be perfect Valentine's gifts for family and friends, coworkers, and teachers. Please like this video below and make sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.